What is up, everybody? So it's been a few days since I've been able to get a video out to you guys, but had a bunch of goofy stuff going on and just haven't been able to get a whole lot done. Family's been sick, so things have been kind of slow, but it is time to get back at it. I've got a ton of work to do here, and it definitely ain't getting itself done. So basically, I gotta get this water pump off, this harmonic balancer off, get this front cover off, get these headers, turbos back off, and I gotta get this camshaft swapped out to the Thompson Turbo Cam. Swap to the stock style valve covers so they clear the headers with plenty of room and I don't have that clearance issue that I'm having. Get the new front cover on that's got the dual -10 drains built into it to run the turbo drains, and then we can get the headers back on, water pump back on, balancer back on, turbos back on, and start final assembling everything and getting this deal rocking and rolling. I got a ton to do, but I got a GoPro Hero 9 now, and that's what we're on right now. So I'm gonna set this thing up in the corner or something, do a little time lapse while I'm getting down here, and I'll just check in every now and then with you guys and let you know what's cracking. But it's time to rock and roll, so I'm gonna get after it and get busy tearing this thing down so we can start getting this thing put together for real. It's time to get old school fired up on the twins. In other news, we got our 3 dates for our 3 Mafia races we're going to be putting on this year that we call the Mafia Sunday Shootouts. They'll all 3 be at Pacemaker's Outlaw Drag Strip. I got a good relationship with the new owner, Gary. He's a great guy, and we're excited to be doing some more races with him. We did one right at the end of the year last year. We had a great time. I believe everybody that showed up and raced had a great time. It went really smooth, and we had a ton of fun, so I'm excited to get that going this year. All 3 dates are locked. I've already dropped the first event. If you guys are close enough to be able to come check that out, you'll have a blast. It's a good time, whether you just want to come watch and hang out with us, or whether you got a race car and you want to come participate with us. There's 6 different classes. There's a little bit of something for everybody. Of course, there's the old gangster 28 class, which is, you know, pretty much still roof and quarters, 28 10.5 non-W, and that's it. And we let them roll. But there's some other cool classes too, some different things that, you know, a little something for everybody, hopefully. So a lot of people can come out, have fun, get in where they fit in, have some good competitive racing, and just a great day. So anyway, I'm gonna get this thing tore down. I'll be back with you guys in a bit. Let's do it. came out. That one is a Texas Speed Magic Stick 4. That was what I was using on the nitrous deal. So we got everything apart. Everything looks nice and good and clean. So far so good. Next up on the docket, we're gonna get the new Thompson turbo cam ready to go in this thing, get it lubed up, slide her up in there, and start piecing this deal back together, and then we can start hanging the parts on for real. So far so good. Everything's going good. I kind of expected it to. Like I said, this motor's pretty fresh. It ain't been long ago since I've been into it. So, but everything looked great. Parts look great. No crazy wear. No nothing abnormal. She looks really good. This is the new cam. So I'm going to get back after it. Get this thing start going back together. See you guys in a bit. All right, camshaft is back in. She's on top dead center. Dots are all lined up. Timing set's on. Torqued. She's in time. Push rods are all back in. Rocker arms are all back on. They're all torqued. Spun her over. Everything looks good. New camshaft is in and ready to rock and roll. So now I can go ahead and get these other valve covers I got cleaned up. I'm just putting some stock ones on it. I'll show you here. So I gotta get a set of these fellas cleaned up. I'm just gonna clean them up good, paint them red, slam them on the car. That'll take care of the clearance issues I had with the headers. So I'm gonna get that done, get the valve covers on, get the timing cover back on. I got another balancer for it I'm going to be putting on it, and then some different accessories I'm going to be running on this setup since it's going to be on the turbo now, or turbos. But the cam's in, that's done. Now we can get the motor sealed back up and we can start putting this thing back together for real. And that's what we needed to get done, so that's cool. So I'm going to get the front cover on with the 2-10 drains in it and get that all set up and rocking. I'm going to get the new valve covers painted up and on, and then we can start bolting headers and turbos and everything on for real this time. So we're moving right along, everything's going well, and I'm gonna keep getting after it. See y'all shortly. All right, front cover is on. We got the dual -10 drains now for the turbos. So balancer's on. She's all torqued up. So now we're on to valve covers, and then we'll get a water pump on and start laying everything back in. But we're making ground, so everything's still going great. I'm gonna get these valve covers cleaned up, get some paint on them, and get this water pump and these accessories ready to go on, and we're just gonna keep on piecing this thing together and get the motor all sealed back up and kind of buttoned back up, and then we'll get the turbo headers on, get the turbos hung back on, get them in their final position, and really start laying this thing all together. So, but we're rocking and rolling, everything's going good. I'm gonna stay after it. All right, headers are back on permanently, all bolted up, torqued up, good to go. Got the water pump on, alternator and brackets and everything, got that all set up. Everything's nice and tight. Balancer's installed, torqued. Got the passenger side turbo on, got it clocked like we want. Got the oil drain hooked up down there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but she's running, she's hooked up. I'm just gonna get the turbo on the other side, but before I do that, I have some brackets here from how things used to be set up. That one there, and then you can see where I've already cut part off there, that bracket there. We're gonna remove them, and I'm gonna get that all cleaned up. The little tube front deal there all cleaned up, welds removed, and get that looking nice, because the turbo resides there now and there's no reason for that stuff to be there. So we're gonna clean it up and get it looking right. So we'll get that done, get this turbo on, and then we'll get to work on these valve covers, getting them cleaned up, painted and on, and keep it moving. So far so good. Everything's going pretty well. It ain't gonna be long, so I'm gonna keep after it. It's gonna take a little time to get these valve covers cleaned up and painted. They're kind of nasty and stuff, so I'll get after that, get that going, get them on, then we can take care of this tube front, get a little grinding done, get some paint on that, get the other turbo hung, and then we'll be able to start working with some intercooler and some cold side piping and some other aspects of this deal. But we're moving right along, so we'll check back in with you guys shortly. All right, so got the valve covers on. Well, got the valve covers all cleaned up. I was gonna paint them, but they cleaned up and looked good aluminum, so I said, well, that's how we're gonna leave them. So valve covers are back on, coils are back on, spark plugs are back in, wires are all hooked back up, headers are fully bolted on and torqued. Both turbos are on exactly how I want them, clocked correctly. That's all bolted up, torqued, good to go. I cleaned up that frame rail. Let me see if I can get a good look at it here. If you look down in there, you can see those brackets are all gone. I smoothed all the frame out, cleaned it all up, threw a fresh coat of paint on it. So that's all good to go. And then we got the oil drains hooked up, both sides. Going into the timing cover. So got all the accessories on, just got a slot of belt on her. But turbos are on for real this time. They're bolted up, torqued, and where they are gonna reside. So everything went pretty good. I'm happy with it. Cleaning up the front tube frame took a little time, but we got her all hooked up, got her looking good. Fresh coat of paint on her. I use that VHT chassis black. That stuff is awesome. I've told you guys that before. It is the shit. But everything's looking good. We're doing good. We're in good shape. So from here, I can start figuring out some cold side piping and how I'm gonna get this intercooler mounted and everything. But we're definitely on the right track now. So motor's all sealed back up. She's ready to rock and roll. So we're doing good. I cannot wait to fire this thing up. I can tell you that, but we're definitely a lot closer than we've been. So everything clears good. Didn't run into any real big issues or anything. Like I said, it just took a little time to get the front tube, all that crap grinded off, all those old brackets, old welds and all that, and get that back nice. But we're rocking now. So I'm gonna take a break here, get some things, a couple other things taken care of, and then I'll get back on this later on this afternoon. But I'll probably go ahead and get this video dropped and out to you guys, and we'll go from here. So like I said, next up is I need to get the oil feed lines run to the turbos and get all that set up, get a belt on this deal, and then set this intercooler in here, figure out how I'm gonna mount it up, and then start getting this cold side piping taken care of. And then we'll get the exhaust figured out. But she's looking good. I'm happy. So I'm gonna let y'all go here. We're gonna catch y'all next time. Appreciate you.